Hey guys, Michael here with Hello Cupcake, it's me, and this is kind of a special video that I'm doing right now. I realized the other day that a lot of you had questions about how I go about living my day-to-day life, and so I wanted to kind of do a quick little video. Well, I don't know how quick it's going to be, and sorry about the quality. I'm actually using my webcam right now versus my old phone to do the video. And so I have some stuff typed up here, so I'm going to be reading off the screen a lot, so please just bear with me. So my monthly budget currently right now, I get about um, $803 a month. And from that, I pay $675 a month toward my rent. And I get about $160 to $180 each month in food assistance, i.e., food stamps, EBT, SNAP benefits, whatever you want to call them. I pay about $75 a month for my internet services. I used to only pay like $30 a month, but the promotions and the discount codes that I had kind of fell off, and now it's kind of like just all over the place, and it seems like every month it goes higher and higher. So that leaves me about $70 to $100 left over, depending on if I was able to get any discounts that month for my internet services. Every month before I pay my bill, I always call to see if there's some kind of new bundle or some kind of discount that I can get. They do offer a low income version of internet, but it comes with all kinds of data caps and everything else. And currently, right now, I don't have a data cap, so um, I just prefer to pay that out while I still can. I also receive a small stipend of $33.66 for my support animal. And with that money, I buy a month's worth of food and cat litter and stuff like that that she personally needs. The additional money that I have left over typically goes toward my household and personal needs, such as toilet paper, medication copays, and gas for my car. My mother pays for my car insurance, and so that's the only way that I actually have car insurance, is that she helps me with that. She also helps me with my cell phone bill. Um, Prior to that, though, I did have one of those quote unquote Obama phones that you can get in some states if you are on Social Security, disability, or just regular Social Security, or if you receive um, food stamps or SNAP benefits, or there's like a bunch of other requirements. But if you are on one of those programs, then you can get a government subsidized phone, which typically gives you like 250 minutes plus unlimited text. Um, Not the best, but it's better than having no phone service whatsoever. Um, my sister helps pay my electrical bill, which I honestly have no idea how the hell they calculate that, because I mainly only stay in one room of my house, and yet it's consistently almost over $200 a month in the winter, and about $40 to $75 during the summertime. And I've called and asked them to read my meter, but apparently it's a $75 surcharge for them to physically come out and read your meter, and because they send out a signal as they drive by, they send out like this radio wave signal that's supposed to give you the information for how much money or for how much electricity you've used that year or that month or whatever. And I called bullshit, because my house was constructed in 1962, I believe it was, and it still has one of the old school analog meters, not one of the newer digital meters. So I have no idea. But anyways, um I do utilize a program called LIHEAP, which helps pay for your electricity once a year, and it's kind of a first come first served type of a situation. But typically for the people who they know are going to be using the services, they give you like a little heads up a month or so prior to opening up the calendar for uh, a light heap appointment, and then it's like a mad dash just to get an appointment. And then once you have your appointment, like, it is detrimental to stick to it and make sure that you have all your paperwork and everything in order for those payments to go out. You're still required to pay your monthly bills, but it's just like, if you've fallen behind or you owe past due amounts or whatever, it just kind of consolidates all of that and helps you with some of it. So even though those typically open up in like October, November, a lot of times those payments don't get processed until like February or March. So, I mean, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation, but it really does help for people in the long run. Um, for my food, I have a very small budget. Um, or, well, it's a small budget, but I also have to budget very carefully. Um, like I said, I get about $160 to $180 in food benefits depending on what time of year. Typically from October to December, you get a little bit more benefits given to you, and then they drop you back down like in January. Um, so I shop at a store called Winco that is about 40 miles away, and the reason that I drive so far away is because I can't afford to shop locally. The two major store chains in my area is Kroger and Safeway, and they are both outrageously priced. And we have a local Trader Joe's type place that's even more expensive and only caters to a certain kind of demographic. So, if you've ever shopped at Trader Joe's, you know that they're kind of expensive. Well, this place, it's like add $10 to a Trader Joe purchase, and that's what you're paying there. So unless you make buku bucks, you can't really afford to shop there. I do shop there every now and then for certain things, but for the very most part, it is few far between that I actually do shop there. And then we also have the local community food bank, where once a week you can go and get food boxes based on the number of people that you have in your household. And the food bank is good in theory, but you're only given the food amount based on the people that are in your house. And a lot of times the food is either expiring, like within a day or a week of being expired. There's been times where I've received moldy bread or meat that had been rancid but got frozen anyways. So it's kind of hit or miss. Usually when I go to the food bank, I typically utilize it just for the canned food items and to get pet food for my cat. Even though I do get the 3366, when I do go, I still typically pick up cat food. And even though she is now on wet food versus dry food, I keep the dry food around as a just in case I'm not able to get the wet food, I at least have something to feed her. But yeah, they do give out milk products and they give out produce and stuff, but a lot of times if you don't have a big family, you're not going to get a gallon of milk. You're gonna do good to get cheese. You're gonna do good to get eggs or bread or whatever. You might get like 3 or 4 eggs or like a stick of butter or whatever if you have 1 or 2 people in your household. But the more people that you have registered to a household, the more food that you're able to utilize and get. And so I still have my sister, my niece, and my niece's brother listed as living with me, so I get food for 4 to 6 people versus just one person. And that typically gives me enough canned goods to make it through a week and into like part of the following week if I need to utilize them. You do get a lot of dried goods like beans, pasta, and sometimes you get some dried fruit or whatever, peanut butter, so you get some things like that. Moving on from that, if now we do have 3 food banks in the area. However, if you're caught utilizing more than one food bank within that week time period, you can be expelled from using any of the food banks for an indefinite period of time. And where I can kind of understand it from their aspect, at the same time, I think that's kind of bullshit because people wouldn't be utilizing the food banks if there wasn't an actual need for that, for those services. And before they really started enforcing that law, and when my sister and my niece were living with me, I did utilize both food banks weekly just so that we had enough food to get through. And thank God my sister is a whiz in the kitchen and can basically make a meal out of anything. But that's neither here nor there. The next thing is my personal expenditures. So for my personal expenditures, such as entertainment and being able to go out with friends, I'm typically allotted about $30 a month, if even that much. And that's to be able to go out and have a bite, or maybe go to the movies or something like that. Back when we were able to go to the movies or able to go out to lunch. I mean, you can still go out to lunch to like McDonald's or whatever. But yeah, so I have about $30 a month that I can do that with. Now, I utilize a lot of programs and apps. Like McDonald's has a really good app, Burger King has a really good app, and Subway has a really good app. Those 3 typically always have some kind of massive deal in there where you can get a lot of food for not a lot of money. Burger King has actually been one of my best go-to apps for their for the money. Typically whenever I get together with friends or whatever and we're out and about, I will suggest, hey, let's go to Burger King because I'll have the Burger King app. And last month they had 3 Whoppers, 3 junior bacon cheeseburgers, and 3 orders of chicken wings, or not chicken wings, but the chicken nuggets and sodas for $12.99. So my friends and I, when we would go, or when we were out and about, we would go to Burger King just so that we had that, and we were able to feed everyone for like $13. And that meant that all of us just chipped in a few bucks here or there. And anything above and beyond that we wanted, we just added a little bit of extra money. So if you do like to go out for fast food, definitely check out the apps for the places that you go. McDonald's has been having some really great deals. Burger King always has amazing deals. I don't know about any of the others because Burger King, Jack in the Box, Subway, and McDonald's and Taco Bell are pretty much the only ones in like a 25-mile radius of me. And out of all of them, I particularly like McDonald's and Burger King. So when I do have extra money, that's where I go. As for entertainment and stuff like that, I don't have cable, but I do have access to Netflix, Amazon, HBO, Discovery Plus, Disney Plus, and Hulu. So I have things to watch movie TV wise, but these are shared accounts, so I'm dependent on my family paying their bill and their subscription costs. Otherwise, I watch a lot of YouTube videos and TikTok videos. And personally, between me and you, I really love the content that can be found on TikTok. It's funny, it's unique, it's original. YouTube is like a teacher for me. If I need to know how to do anything, or if I need a product review or whatever, I hit up YouTube. Um, there are other free television services. Like if you are able to get yourself a Roku, there's tons of free television services on Roku. If you don't have a Roku and you just have a computer or a TV that's a smart TV, there's IMDb television. There's the Roku channel. There is Pluto TV, and another one, I believe it's called Plex or something like that, that have really amazing free packages and have all kinds of like just television shows on there. Granted, it's not going to be like Young Sheldon or How I Met Your Mother or stuff like that, but you're still going to be able to watch, like, say, older sitcoms like The Dick Van Dyke Show or Frasier and stuff like that. So, that's how I kind of get around with my entertainment. Otherwise, I pick up DVDs from the library, or um, if I have the ability to do so, I'll stream a movie or something like that. But those are my movie options. Um, I also belong to a lot of different apps that help me save money. One of the biggest money saving apps that I have found so far is this app called Slick Deals. And you can actually download the app for your iPhone for Android, or you can utilize it directly on your computer, whatever like internet connected device that you have. With Slick Deals, they take and they combine all of the deals that, like, say, places like Walmart, Best Buy, Amazon, Walgreens, or whatever happen to put out, and they give you like this rundown list of how to go about utilizing that, and like what promo codes or discount codes that you need to use in order to get the better savings. And then I also have reward and loyalty cards for places like Walgreens, Big Lots, Kroger, Safeway, and things like that. So um, when you're shopping at like Kroger or Safeway and you're using your loyalty card, Kroger and Safeway both typically have gas stations attached to them. So whenever you're buying stuff, that's automatically giving you points toward your gas purchases. And I think you can get up to like $1 off a gallon, which, is really helpful. And there's times where you'll pay like, say, $12.99 for something, but if you have their discount card, it knocks it down to like $4 or $5.99. So, it really just helps having that kind of that little bit of discount. And like I said, everything that you buy at like Safeway or at Kroger with your discount card then accrues your fuel points as well. But with Slick Deals, one of the places that I've been shopping the most lately is Walgreens. They constantly always have some kind of major deal at Walgreens. I was just recently able to get a big 12-pack roll of Charmin toilet paper for $3.50. And it was normally like 8 something. And then I was able to get 2 bottles, a bottle of shampoo and a bottle of conditioner, and it was Garnier Honey Blend or something or another. And with my Walgreens cash from other expenditures that I had done, both of that shampoo and conditioner came out to 17 cents for the 2 of them. Otherwise, it would have been like $3 and something cents, 3.17. But you just got to kind of be mindful in your spending and how you juggle things around. A lot of people think that it's just a glorious, like, welfare queen type of situation, that you're getting all these handouts, but in actuality, you're not. You're struggling to take from column A, column B to make column C. And you're like constantly juggling and shifting things around. And there's times where I buy things that I don't need in extra or in bulk because I'm getting it for a good deal, and I know, hey, later on down the road I'm going to need toothpaste, or hey, later on down the road I'm going to need toilet paper. And you also start forming these symbiotic relationships with your friends and your family who are also struggling in that same kind of position that you are in, where you are like, hey, I'll give you a roll of toilet paper for, let's say, a pound of sugar or something like that. So, it's a give kind of situation that you get yourself into. And, you know, is it ideal? Not typically, but you do what you got to do in order to make it day to day. So that's just kind of some of the things that I do in order to really just kind of get by. Um, you got to be, like I said, I cannot stress this enough. If you are new to um, being on a fixed income, your first initial instincts and thoughts are going to be to buy the name brands, or to buy the brands that you are used to buying. And I'm sorry to say, but you're not going to be able to do that all the time. Um, after after my father passed away, my mom had never in her life shopped at a dollar store. And it was during his funeral when I went for his funeral, I'm like, Mom, let's go to the Dollar Tree and pick up some of the things that we need for the reception. Like, she was gonna go to Walmart and buy everything, and I'm like, Mom, you said that you don't have the money right now, that his pension hasn't come in, or whatever. And I showed her that she can get salt and pepper at the Dollar Tree for, like, typically $1 for both if you get the salt and pepper shakers. That you can buy the same type of paper plates that you could get at Walmart, 100 or 200 of them for $1, where at Walmart it would be $3-4. So, there are things that you have to sacrifice. Dollar Tree and Dollar General, Family Dollar, places like that, they do typically carry name brand things, but at the same time, you're going to find eventually that the off name brand is just as good as the name brand. There's even videos on YouTube from people who work within the industry that talk about the marketing ploy that goes behind brainwashing America to make them think that Oreo is better than, this cookie or that cookie or whatever else. But in fact, it's the same exact ingredients, or it's like 3 grams of sugar less, or 3 grams of sugar more, or instead of using maltodextrose, they use something else. Instead of using palm oil, they use canola oil. It's just a small thing. So yeah, it sucks. Yeah, you got to do a lot of finagling to get things back to some sort of semblance, but it is what it is, guys, and that's what you got to do when you get into living on a fixed income or having to utilize SNAP benefits. And there's really not a rule book or whatever once you're given food stamps or SNAP benefits or whatever it is that you get. There's a huge learning curve, and it doesn't make sense a lot of times. Like with your SNAP benefit card or food stamps, you can't buy hot deli food, but you can buy cold deli food. So, like, say you wanted to go get some fried chicken, you wouldn't be able to put that on your SNAP benefit card. You would have to put that, you would have to go and get the fried cold chicken from the cold case. You can't buy soup or prepared foods like ready-made sandwiches from the deli counter, but you can buy a ready-made sandwich from the cold case. You can buy certain types of drinks, but you can't buy other types of drinks. So, like, you could buy Gatorade and stuff like that, but you can't buy Red Bull, but you can buy Monster. It's just kind of weird how it all happens, and you've got to really pay attention to that kind of stuff. And with your SNAP benefits, you're not allotted money for toilet paper and things like that. But one thing that people don't tell you, or that some people on SNAP benefits don't know, is that you can actually buy plants and seeds as long as it's edible. So, like, if you go into the gardening section and you buy a bell pepper plant, for example, in certain cases, you can buy that on your SNAP benefits because it is a food item. You could buy seed packets as you can grow the food, but you can't buy tulips or daisies or whatever on those SNAP benefits. You can't buy alcohol or tobacco, which, okay, if you smoke or you drink, that's a whole different issue and a whole different problem for you. But and you can't buy diapers, you can't buy toilet paper, you can't buy any of those things that you would need for your household. So that's where shopping at places like the Dollar Tree come in. Yeah, it's sometimes not the best quality of stuff, but once you start shopping and once you start utilizing it, you realize how to use it and how to utilize it. So, yeah, that's in a nutshell, almost 28 minutes later, that's in a nutshell how I get through my day-to-day life. I'm extremely thankful for my family that helped me with my bills, like my cell phone and my car insurance and paying for my lights or whatever. And I do try my damnedest to reciprocate or help minimize the costs. Like with my car insurance, I think in 6 months I qualify for a whole slew of new discounts because I'm a safe driver. I'm going to be over the age of 40. I haven't had a ticket or a DUI or any of that other stuff, so I should be getting more discounts coming up that will help my mom with paying for that bill. And trust me, I've offered countless times, especially since the stimuluses have come out. I've told her, hey, let me put this money toward that. And she's like, absolutely not. I'm your mom. This is what I want to do, blah, blah, whatever. So, you don't argue with your mom, because even though I'm going to be 40, she would fly up here, kick my fat ass all over the house, and then go home and leave me whimpering and a bloody mess in the corner. So, you just do what you gotta do, and you do the best that you can with what you have available to you. It's not glorious, it's not glamorous, you're not gonna be living high on the hog. I do know people who take advantage of getting food stamps. My biological mother is one of them. She has never been responsible with her monthly benefits. She will go out and first thing she buys steak, and she buys all the accoutrements for like hot fudge sundaes and all this other stuff. And then toward the middle of the month and toward the end of the month, she has no food, or she's eating top ramen and stuff like that. But for other people like me and my friends, and even some of my other family members who are on fixed low incomes, and not even receiving SNAP benefits, that's not the case. I only have the money in my budget to buy for one meal a day. And so I just buy food for dinner. Um, and that's typically the only meal I eat, unless I do happen to have a few extra dollars and can go and get myself something to eat for lunch or for breakfast, or if I get something from the food bank, or if I am able to pick up a dozen eggs or something like that, then I'll have eggs for a couple of days for breakfast until they're out. I do a lot of yellow label shopping, and yellow label shopping is like manager discount or specials. There are certain stores, Walmart's one of them. If you go in early in the morning, you can typically find markdown specials. So you can get a pack of meat, like say a pack of pork chops that are normally $13, marked down to $5. And then you can break those pork chops up and make multiple meals out of them. When I lived in California, there was a store called Fresh and Easy, and every morning they opened up at 9 o'clock. So I would walk my niece to school, have her to school by 8:30, and then walk another half a mile to Fresh and Easy and be one of the first people through the front door. And I'd go straight to their meat department, and I would get steak and seafood and stuff like that for $2-3, which was just enough, which is just the right amount of money that we had at that time to feed my sister, me, and my niece. And the next day I would take my $10 or so, and I would go pick up as much as I could that next day. And that's just what you do. You kind of mix, match, and piggyback and leapfrog. You gotta do what you gotta do, guys. So I'm not gonna stay on this any longer. I see that I'm already past the 30-minute mark. I'm sorry about that. So if you've stayed this long, thank you so much. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.